Welcome to another episode of the Unhelpful Parenting Podcast, where we laugh, cry, and talk all things parenting.
Today, in this episode, we are catching up with a few yays or nays and some cute moments our kids have had. We are talking parents in the news. We've got some hilarious and also a bit serious stories from the news. And we also have some random facts about Bluey and celebrities. And then stick around for the confessional today. We've got parents fessing up in the confessional, so stick around for some stories. I don't think I ever graduated from pregnancy brain. You know how you lose your mind when you're pregnant? Never got mine back.
Can confirm.
Last I checked, our kids weren't koalas. Hey everyone.
Hello.
We are parenting again this week. I woke up to being kicked in the face by a 3-year-old. So.
As if we could ever turn parenting off.
I know. No return
again.
policy.
We're parenting again this week, yeah. Like any other week is different.
I just really felt it, waking up to a foot in my face this morning. I actually took a funny video, but I was like, that's so funny, I could post it. And then I saw myself and I was like, no, that's not going. That's not seeing the light
For the
of day.
first time ever, I had the head this time. I'm normally the feet, so don't even whinge to me.
By the time he woke up, he was actually upside down and he looked at me and he had the cutest little grin on his face. I was like, what are you doing down there, mate? And he was like,
he gave me a big cuddle.
All right, we start every episode with a yay or a nay, what's going on in our weeks. So I will go first. My yay is just the kids being really cute. Kids, I don't know whether all kids or if it's just our family especially, but they fight so much. I think because they're so close in age.
All the time.
Oh my gosh, the 3-year-old and the 5-year-old especially. It's just by 5 o'clock some days I'm like, just go to opposite ends of the house and stay there. But the house is so small that doesn't do any good either. But had a moment in the car, I got the kids chips, as I do quite often after school.
All the time.
I love hot chips. Hartley, the 3-year-old, leaned forward and half his chips fell out onto the floor. And we're mid-driving. The kids, it's the start of the drive. He's got all the way home and he's just he started bawling his eyes out I'm going to drop my chippies. And chippies are hot commodity. They don't share them ever. But when Mackenzie, the 5-year-old, saw him crying, she started taking chips out of hers and putting them into his. She's like, here you go, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And it was so beautiful and I'm tearing up now just thinking about it. And anyway, it was just a really nice yay moment of it's not always fighting. We are good parents. We're doing a good job. Our kids are really sweet. Anyway, my nay.
All I think of with that is learn to hold your chips better.
Oh, poor kid. My nay, I am saving for the confessional. We have a confession coming up, and when I read it, I was like, that is my nay. I am jumping on the back of that, so I'm saving that. You got to hang out for that confessional because,
Okay.
Story of our lives right now. So
Cryptic.
Your turn then. Your yay and nay.
My yay is the 1-year-old.
He's so cute and squishy. He can always be a nay.
He's a good
yay
kid.
at the moment.
He's a good kid. He is just going to bed easier. He'll put himself to sleep. It's lovely. The others didn't really do
When
that.
did he put himself to sleep ever?
What do you mean? I put him down when he's still awake and he goes to sleep.
No, I cuddle him to sleep still. He's our last baby. I'm like, why waste the cuddles?
Yeah. But on the back of that, last night, the 6-year-old was crying in the bath and the 1-year-old patted her and rubbed her better and then gave her a cuddle in the bath. It was
so
very cute.
Oh, look at me. Mum life is destroying me. I'm crying again. This is not okay. Anyway.
She cries about the kids and yells at me. Great.
What's your nay?
I don't have a name.
Oh, yay.
Yes, it is a yay.
You're probably going to jump on the back of my nay later too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our kid-free morning on Saturday. So obviously Valentine's Day looks a bit different.
Yes.
With kids. And it's not always easy to get a night out or whatever. So we had a morning off.
What's amazing?
Went to the cafe, had some lunch.
Proved that we were in our 30s by being really excited about walking around display homes.
Old, but it was fun.
It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. But
It's just the stage of life
21-year-old
we're
me
in.
would be shaking her head and being like, you're so lame.
But yeah, that's my yays.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I have parents in the news today. I have 2 stories. And then because you're always calling it random ass facts, I've got some random ass facts about Bluey. So first story, it's an older story, and I actually remember seeing it do the rounds on TikTok, but it is too good not to make parents in the news at some stage. So a mum organising her baby girl's first birthday party accidentally invited all 487 contacts on her phone. Emily, a 30-year-old teacher from San Jose, used a digital Evite service and misunderstood the import contacts, and it selected all 487 and invited them to the party. Every single contact. And to make matters worse, the invites were sent to people how they were stored in her phone, including Jess hit her car in the parking lot and Derek eye roll. If you've already seen her TikTok story, what you may not know is that the Evite company saw her viral TikTok about it and they sent her $500 of DoorDash gift cards to help pay for the party.
That's hilarious.
That's a bad day. That's your boss, that's your co-workers, that's probably your ex-boss and your ex-co-workers, everyone that is stored in your phone.
Maybe your ex.
Yeah. Come to my baby's one year birthday. But the awkward part would be there'd be so many people that you'd have to uninvite that it's like, obviously, Jess, I hit her car. They're going to expect, oh, yeah, of course that was a mistake. What about the people who are in the grey area where you maybe could invite but
you really don't want them.
But really didn't want to invite, but now they've just got an invite. It's like, I didn't mean to send that to you.
Sorry. Mix up on the technology. We're only doing close family and friends.
I think I saw on the story she did actually open it up. So originally it was going to be 50 people and in the end was 70. So she still, I guess those grey area people, sometimes it's better just to invite them and save the friendship than to be like.
Still 410 people you got to invite. Uninvite.
So funny.
That's something you'd do.
It is something I would do. I feel like there should have been a fail-safe in that e-invite process though, of like
sure?
or import all and then here's all of them. Do you act like here's the list? Are we inviting all of them, not just here's everyone? I would have loved to know if some randoms showed up. It's like, we're here for the party. Anyway, so that was a funny one. This one is more of a holy moly. It is another older one. I was in the archives today and I just found some really good ones. South Florida mum arrested after a gun was found in a kid's lunchbox at daycare. So we've done in a past episode, a parent sent in that they accidentally put a beer in their kid's lunchbox instead of the can of soft drink.
More for lunchbox beer.
Yeah, we had lunchbox beers. This is gun lunchboxes. So a daycare teacher, it is. The daycare teacher screamed gun when they opened the lunchbox and they took a minute to work out whether it was a toy or not. When they realised it was a real Glock 43 handgun, they called the police. The mum was arrested and told officers that she always carries her gun close by and usually leaves it in the car. But after a string of break-ins in the area, she had started taking it out of the car. That morning, she didn't have a purse with her, so she put it in the lunchbox so that she wasn't carrying it out in the open, but then forgot to take it out before dropping her child at daycare.
Wow.
Oh, that definitely wouldn't happen in Australia.
Wow.
Tell you that much.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am not making comments on a political thing that is not in our area, but oh my gosh, I'm just going to say that just wouldn't happen in Australia.
It definitely wouldn't, because we care about our
And
kids
also
and people and don't have guns. But anyway,
the seriousness aside, the poor mum got arrested for forgetting something. Like, it was a very serious something, but as a mum whose mind goes blank all the time, and I don't think I ever graduated from pregnancy brain. You know how you like lose your mind when you're pregnant? I never got mine back. So
can confirm.
I empathize a tiny bit. That's a really serious one, but like, yeah, I forget things a lot. Anyway.
That brings me to a joke. Well, a joke on that theme anyway.
Oh dear. I did not. Sam stopped putting his dad jokes in the episode plan because he knows I keep taking them out.
This one's just on theme.
Oh, okay.
It's off a TikTok. It's off a comedian. And I heard it and I could relate. Guns and babies have lots in common. Both are easy to hate. But then you hold one, you like it, and you kind of get it. Both are annoying on planes. If you're dating someone new and they have either, it could be a problem, and both will end up in a school soon.
Oh, I was like, yes. No. Oh my gosh, Sam. No. I was going to tell you to edit that out, but
There's one in a lunchbox.
I know it did. Okay, well, on to something a little more wholesome. I've got some random ass facts.
Of course you do.
Because, well, it doesn't fit into Parents in the News because it's not a news story. But I stumbled across someone on the internet being like, oh, Robert Irwin's in Bluey.
That has never stopped you before because your parents in the news are not normally parents.
They both were.
They were.
I know.
That's rare.
I took the criticism from last week and was like, you're not saying that to me again.
Rare.
But I saw someone post something about Robert Irwin being Alfie on Bluey. And I was like, I actually never clicked. I've clicked on a couple of them before and been like, I recognize that voice and I recognize that voice. I did not realize how many celebrities have done voiceovers in Bluey.
Lots.
So for all the Bluey lovers and even the not so Bluey lovers,
I know
here is
majority
a
of them.
list. Here is a list. Well, I was surprised by, I wasn't surprised by Anthony Field, the Blue Wiggle. He is the office employee in Dance Mode.
Yes.
The post office guy.
Post office, yeah.
But later he's Rusty's dad, and he's better known as Rusty's dad because he reads the
does
letter
the
in the
cricket,
episode
correct.
and does the cricket, and that's a really heartwarming episode. Oh my gosh, I'm not crying again. Oh, just thinking about the letter. Anyway,
Frank.
wow. And so, yeah, Robert Irwin was Alfie in the Quiet Game episode where the kids are trying to find the toy. So I knew both of those well. I was surprised by the Robert Irwin one. I didn't realize Natalie Portman is in
The whale episode.
She's in the whale episode. She's the narrator of the whale documentary.
Yes.
Okay, don't look at me like I'm stupid for not knowing this because I feel like, okay, Eva Mendes, she's the yoga instructor in Born Yesterday. Mm-hmm. Didn't pick that one up. Lin-Manuel Miranda, he is the friendly horse Major Tom in season 3. What a waste. I feel like you have the creator of Hamilton and you made him the weird horse, but anyway.
It's just a cameo.
Rose Byrne, she is actually Australian, but known for Bridesmaids or that Neighbours movie with Seth Rogen and Zac Efron. She's the voice of Chili's older sister, Brandy. Closer to home, so if you're not an Australian listener, you may not know who these people are, or some of them you might. Carrie Bickmore, she's a radio host, television presenter, does a lot of news stuff. She's the voice of the Terrier triplets in the TV Shop episode. Then you've got Hamish Blake.
The voice of the Terrier triplets.
Yes. I'm pretty sure the TV Shop episode is like the chemist one where, yeah, she's the voice of the mum of the triplets.
Right, you didn't say the mum.
Oh.
That's why I'm like.
Oops. Well, piece that together. Hamish Blake, who is like Australian podcast royalty, but also comedian, hosts Lego Masters. He's the hardware employee from Hammer Barn in one episode, and then he's also Jack's dad, and he's come back like 3 or 4 times to be Jack's dad. His wife, Zoe Foster Blake, is also in the Hammer Barn episode. She's the checkout chick. Rove McManus, so former fame from the Rove show in the early 2000s.
I know Rove's in.
Yeah, he's in. He's Bucky, the real estate agent. So from The Sign. Kate Miller Heidke, singer. She is Chili's mum in the Dragon episode in season 3. Adam Hills, so comedian, but also known. UK listeners would probably know him from The Last Leg with Josh Widdicombe.
The dude with one leg.
Yeah, he's the cricket commentator on the Cubby episode. And then this one I thought was really clever. love all things Bluey because of how clever they are. So Lane Beachley, former Australian pro surfer and 7 times world surfing champion, she voices the surfer in the beach episode. That's so cool. I love it. Anyway, go Bluey. That's awesome. I only knew like 2 of those. So you sit there and like, like you know everything. I bet you didn't. You're just like.
I knew most of them.
Well, for all the parents like me who listen and don't
care,
point the dots together, there's some fun facts for you.
Yay.
All right, well then, with all of that enthusiasm from Sam, let's go to the confessional. All right, this is the one that our nay comes from. So this person sent in, I have to confess, and it has to be anonymous. I've got a kid in early primary and yesterday discovered she has NITS. We made the discovery just before leaving for school with no time to do a treatment. I think I was probably supposed to keep her home, but I had to work that day. I had one of my biggest work meetings for the year and had no other childcare options. So I sent her to school anyway. She obviously had the NITS the day before and was at school, and what if I hadn't have noticed yet? She wasn't scratching or complaining, so if I didn't notice, I wouldn't have known till the afternoon anyway. So I said nothing to her, so she didn't know and she couldn't dob us in, and I sent her to school anyway. I gave her a gentle reminder not to share her hat and felt terrible all day. As soon as my work meeting finished, I checked out of work early and went straight to the chemist and we did all the treatments, but I just could not go to work for head lice.
Yeah. Now I feel itchy.
You feel itchy now? We've been itching all week because we have NITS in our house.
Head lice.
And NITS, they're the same thing.
NITS are the eggs.
Oh,
head lice
you're
are the...
so specific. You and your detail. We've got the whole works. We've got NITS and head lice then. And
Yeah.
But then as a working mum, I also understand because it's so hard and it is not the same. You can't understand because you're not the one that's expected to stay home with the kids. You do sometimes. Credit where credit's due. But
apparently not much credit though.
But oh
it's
my
all about
gosh.
you.
So my nay is the NITS because they just are everywhere and I'm hot washing sheets every night and we're treating and head like We did a would you rather like way back ago. Gastro versus NITS. Would you rather have gastro in the house or NITS? And I still stand by I'd rather have a couple of days of gastro than week on week on week of NITS. And I stand by that now.
Yeah, because you can't remember what you're doing and you forget to do the checks and the stuff and then they come back.
Oh, I took the weekend off. I got so sick of it. I was like, well, technically the eggs aren't meant to hatch for another like however many days. So I'll just take 2 days off.
As if like, yeah.
Well,
right.
Google said the eggs don't hatch and I was like, there's definitely nothing living. If anything, it's just going to be the eggs. And then
You're counting as if they would be laid that day.
Well, there was nothing. Anyway, it is just an ongoing nightmare in our house, especially because the shampoos and stuff are so aggressive and obviously they need to be, but then the kids, because they're young, they freak out because it smells gross and one of them got it in their eye trying to wash it out because they didn't listen and didn't keep their eyes closed.
The eucalyptus oil stuff is brutal.
Oh, it's toxic but...
No, it's just stroll. It's not toxic.
Well, it is. Oil. That's why it's in there.
Eucalyptus
oil. Eucalyptus oil is toxic.
It's like a koala.
It's toxic to everyone but a koala. Last I checked, our kids weren't koalas. Anyway, so that's our nay. Our rant for the week is freaking NITS. Have you got anything you want to add? Because that's your nay too.
I don't have a nay.
Oh, you're just being Mr. Positivity. How rare.
By me.
You can read the next one then. More confessions. I've got 3 more.
This is a good one. My son was in the supermarket in a trolley and saw a very well-endowed young lady. He then proceeded to scream, "Mummy, look at those boobies." Mummy, look at the boobies.
Kids have no filter. At least it was mummy, not daddy. That would have been extra awkward for Daddy.
Fist bump.
All right, here's another one of like kids yelling. We probably could have done funny things kids say out of this, but anyway.
Next time.
My son was 4 and started going to a new kindy. This kindy was much more diverse and multicultural than the one he'd been at previously. He kept looking at the young Indian boy and asked me quite loudly, "What's going on with their skin, Mum?" It gets worse. We used the opportunity to have a big chat about different cultures and places in the world, and even showed him photos of when I'd travelled to India before. We talked about everyone being special because of their differences and how people have different skin colours just like people have different hair or eye colours. The next afternoon, I went to pick him up, and from across the playground, loud enough for everyone to hear, he yells, "Mum, Mum, I made friends with a black one today." The teachers were cracking up laughing.
It's 2024. He's being progressive.
It's cute. It's cute because it's so innocent and it's so like, but from an adult perspective, it's like, no, you don't say it like that.
Anyway. My turn.
Yeah. One more.
Packing the car to go on holiday for 2 weeks to a caravan park. Just about finished, told our 3 children, 7, 5 and 4, to get themselves in the car. Locked the back door, was about to drive off and noticed Miss 5 wasn't in the car. She was in the toilet having a poo and I'd locked her in the house. Almost home alone.
The things you miss when you sit on the toilet to have a poo forever.
What do you mean?
Dad. It's like Sam's ultimate dad life. The kids automatically go to the toilet to look for you. They're like, "Where's Daddy?" Mackenzie's always like, "No, he's probably on the toilet."
Most of the time, it's probably true.
I told the parent that sent that in as a confession, I was like, that's a good one because like you're not actually confessing anything. That was a near miss confession.
Yeah.
You checked. You found your kid. And obviously they weren't freaking out because they had no idea because they were in the toilet. But
yeah, it wasn't quite home alone. It's all good.
Almost, but not quite. Oh, if you have stories like that, send them in.
Please.
We want the confessions, the things you've done wrong, the funny things, the hilarious things your kids say, all of those moments. I was actually talking to a parent this week and she was telling me how good it is to hear stories like that because no one sits down at playgroup and goes, "Oh, I failed at all this stuff this week," or like, yeah.
Not often anyway.
Not often. And so it's really nice for parents to hear and have a good laugh.
Look how good a parent I am.
Of all stages too, some of the best stories we've been sent have been from grandparents. That are like, because those are the ones that you remember for a long time. So if you're a grandparent and listening to this, make sure you send in your stories too. Make sure you are following us on socials because we share all of the best bits there. We share bits of behind the scenes in our life too. Lots of highlights, lots of funny things. So come share the stuff and we will see you next week.
Bye.